Alright, today I'm going to work on two ratchets. Both of them are Craftsman's. This one's a 3/8 drive, this one's a 1/4 inch drive, and really I don't think there's anything wrong with them. This one I think is dry a little bit. This one seems to be oiled, the 1/4 inch does. And this is a KV 44808. And this is a KU 44807. I'm not going to take this one completely apart, the 1/4 inch. They're a little trouble. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's I might throw a little polish on them, clean them up a little bit, but take this apart real quick. And oops, I was going to say, if you're not sure of yourself, put it in a Ziploc bag and take it apart. That way, like that, it stays in the large gallon Ziploc bags, what I use sometimes. This is, some people don't like these because they call this potato chip. It's a thin, real thin. It doesn't affect, some people don't like them, but I don't see a problem. Pull the gear out. I'm looking at the gear to see if there's any damage. See if it'll focus. Yeah, there we go. I don't see any damage. See some wear. You can see some wear on top of the gears. You can see wear, but nothing's broke. It's what you look for. You look for a broken tooth or a partial tooth or flat spot. Now, when you take this paw out, be careful that you don't lose the ball bearing. And the ball bearing is right there. There it is, it just came out. That's a tiny little booger. And then the spring. Now I'm going to put the spring and the ball bearing on a magnet because I have a tendency to lose these. And then yeah, it's dry, look at that. See how dry it is inside there? Clean this up just a little bit. I'm using some carb cleaner, if somebody asks. Walmart brand, I buy it by the case, I use it for everything. I even use carburetor cleaner at work for cleaning locks. It's good for taking graffiti off walls. You got to be careful though, it takes the color off of vinyl paper. I want to see how shiny these teeth are. Whoops. Yeah, they're in good shape. Little trash still right there. Yeah, they're in real good shape. Not much use on this. You can see a little wear on the edges right on the top, but nothing broke. No real flat spots. Just needs to be cleaned out real good. These you can find pretty regularly. I find these at the flea market for under $10 at 3/8 all the time. Pawn shops are starting to ask $15 for these, which that's pretty close to a new one. But then again, the new one's not made in USA either, so. Some old dry grease down in there. Now, I'll clean the rest of these with some carb cleaner. This one, all I'm going to do to this one, I'll show you. See, it's oiled. See, it's in really decent shape. All I'm going to do to this one is I'm just going to wash it out with carb cleaner, and then I'm going to put grease down in. I'm not going to take the pawl out. This little ball bearing is very hard to get back in there. And for those of you that never done one before, don't. These little 1/4 inches are really hard to put back together. For someone who's never done it, I just want to show you, you don't have to disassemble it completely. You can use carburetor cleaner, you can use some type of parts cleaner, brake cleaner, whatever you want. There's no rhyme or rule that you have to use anything. I use carburetor cleaner because that's what I use. I use it for everything. And you can see the pawl. I'm trying to get you a picture of it. Yeah, see the edge of the pawl? Oh man, it's got something sticky on it. I hate grabbing a tool that's got something sticky on it. Ah, that irritates me. Yeah, you can see the, let's see, go this way, this way, this way. Yeah, dummy. There you go. Maybe you can see the teeth on the paw there. It's in pretty good shape from what I can see. Looks good. Yeah, they look good. Oh yeah. Like I said, the 1/4 inch, they don't get that much use. I do know someone that works in IT, and he has a 1/4 inch. I think he has one like this actually, a 1/4 inch Craftsman, and he does use it quite a bit for taking computer towers apart. Now he does have some big I don't know what you call them. They're 6-7 foot tall. They got all kinds of electronics in it, and he'll disassemble the faces and stuff on them, and he will use that 1/4 inch ratchet, and he's always got either a number 8 or a number 10 on it, or something like that in it. I helped him not long ago move a rack. I don't know what it's called, but I'm not an IT guy, so. But anyways, we moved a lot of IT equipment around. Let's take a look at the teeth on this. Yeah, you can see wear marks, but nothing broke. That's a good sign. So now on this one, let's just go ahead and finish putting this one back together. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. You don't have to take it completely apart. 1/4 inches, the 1/4 inch ratchets, they're not going to get a lot of use anyways. Most of us aren't going to use them that much. But what I suggest, if you're going to do something, just take now I know it's not going to get down on the bottom of it, underneath it, but there'll be enough. Just loop the inside of this. Really, the inside of this does not matter much. This is where all the grease needs to be. And then on the base here, anywhere where there's metal to metal contact. And you can use oil. For those of you who don't like grease, squirt some oil in it. Now drop that back down in there. Just turn the selector switch halfway and then drop it down in there. Really, that's, I mean, not bad. I got a little bit of sliver of grease on the top of that. It's excuse me. I mean, you don't have to disassemble the ball bearing and everything out of it. I just wanted to show a quick cleanup. There's, on this one for sure, you don't have to go as far as what I'm going to do on the 3/8. I mean, that's quiet. That's really, really sweet right there. All right, on this one, now I'm going to go ahead and use the Dremel on this because this has got some, it almost looks like water staining, almost staining maybe. It's not rust yet, so I'm going to use the little Dremel with the fiber wheel. This is what I mean by fiber. It's a little fiber wheel. I can't get in the smaller. I threw my other little wheel away. I wonder if this little, no, this one ain't gonna work. Hang on a second, I gotta get another Dremel. All right, normally I save my little fiber wheels, the ones that wear down a little bit, so I can get down inside there. Well, I threw them away the other day. Wasn't thinking. Well, that looks pretty good. It's cleaned up pretty good. This didn't see much use. I can see wear marks, but nothing's broke. It's in really good shape. This will be a good ratchet. Good ratchet. Yeah, you can see the wear marks where the ball bearing rode right there. I'll polish that. Speaking of, now that polishing wheel, see, it's really smooth. So that there's no catch or nothing there. So that should be all together. When you do everything like that, it just makes everything function smoother. Maybe not brand new, and it might be even better than new. I mean, I don't know, you know, from the factory, it could have had a chunk of metal, a catch or something in there. Now let's, wait a minute, before I go any further, I want to clean this ball bearing up. Yeah, there we go. Nice and clean. Or at least as clean as I can get it for, yeah. Let me get some more grease. Alright, somebody's going to ask why I use grease. Just because it's what I like using. Those of you that like using oil, use oil. There's no law saying you have to use anything in particular. I know from the factory, some manufacturers send you some a little tube of, let's see what's it called, a synthetic grease. It's white. Anyways, you can get it, and when you buy a rebuild kit for some of these, I know Snap-on does for sure. You get a little tube of lithium grease. Back in the day, some of your older style ratchets had oil ports on the top, and you used oil. I use grease. Now, I'm putting a little bit of grease on top of the spring. This is Mobil 1 grease, if anybody asks. I'm putting grease on the spring to hold the ball bearing in place, like that. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of grease on the bottom down here, just because this metal, the metal contact. Now, this little selector switch, I'm going to put it in at about a 45-degree angle. See, it's got a slot. See how that is? That's designed. That goes in there like that. That's what locks it. And then there's a gap right there that fits through the metal housing. Now, you can do this however you want. I know they make a tool for this. I use a bobby pin. See? Little bobby pin. I'm going to compress the ball bearing in the spring, then I'm going to push this down in there. That's it. See? You see how that little dot, that little point right there, get my finger out. See how this is lined up? See how that is? Okay, corresponds with the selector switch. It's not hard. It's harder to do with the smaller 1/4 inch ball bearing, But with the 3/8 and 1/2 inch drive, there you go. That's it. It's real simple. You do not have to buy. Snap-on makes a tool to repair ratchets to push the ball bearing. All you need is that. And all I did with this one is I bent it, and then I took a grinder and I just ground a little thinner, the thickness. So you can do however you want. Metal contact. I'm putting a little bit of grease there. Technically I'm putting grease on the bottom. I'm not really needing the grease on the side. I don't need grease on the side. The side walls don't need grease because this doesn't really touch the side wall. Put a little sliver of grease right on top where it's metal to metal. And I've already got some. I should have just did this. It doesn't need a lot. You gotta remember, this is not a high RPM. You know, it's not like a motor 3400 RPM or 3600 RPM. There again, it won't go in. See, watch, move this. I'm moving the selector about halfway, and then this will drop in. See? Now I locked it in place. This can go either way, doesn't matter. But you can see the wear marks where it was before. I wonder if, let's hit it with the polishing wheel. Hang on. I mean, there wasn't a nick or anything there, but it actually feels smoother than it did before. So, set that down like so. Already cleaned this off a little bit. Use the bigger. Well, this might not work. May have to use the smaller ones. I should have polished it a little bit. You know what? I'll just go over on the polishing wheel and just lightly polish the outside of this real quick. I'm not going to polish the head because I don't want to get it that here, this part. I don't want any polishing compound down in there. Let's just touch these up real quick. quick polish. I didn't do a whole lot. I'm gonna throw a little bit of wax. This is the wax I use. Somebody's gonna ask. It's the only wax I use. Used to use turtle wax, but Dad started using this, so that's what I use. The wax, all it's for is to get some of the polishing. See the black? It's a cleaner wax, so it does help get some of the dirt and trash off. Plus it helps protect. I mean, it's not, by no means, it's not going to keep it from rusting or anything like that, but it will help shed water and dirt, antifreeze, whatever I touch with it. See, that the black stuff that's on there, that's from the polishing compound. And I'll leave it at that speed, or I won't fast forward so you guys can see. I didn't spend hardly any time waxing or polishing. I mean, I could have done a lot better job, but tell you the truth, I don't feel good. I'm tired. These 8 days of call is kicking my butt. Working 8 days straight and then having to do my side hustle. I'm getting tired, ladies and gentlemen. Thought the older I get, the more I'd slow down. Seems like the more I'm working. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, nothing fancy. Look at there. I mean, it's not brand new. You can see, look there, look in there, you can see a little pitting still. Look at that. This had a ding, yeah, it's got a little ding right there where it must have rode in the toolbox. The polish is not bad. I mean, I just did a quick polish. I didn't polish this up here, which I probably should. Before I put it together, I should have polished it a little better. But it's a good used tool. And I got literally 42 cents in each of these. So I got 84 cents combined in this. It was part of that estate sale. And they work perfectly. They switch left and right. The good used tools. There's nothing here that's super fancy. I mean, if you find these for under $10 and they're in decent shape, I recommend buying them. I know some people don't like them because they call this potato chip, but there's no torque on that part. That's not what you use. What you use is the force is this way. I have yet to have one pop out, come apart on me. So I don't understand what the problem there is. These and Proto, I've got Protos in my toolbox at work. I've got Protos here. I have these here, and well, I actually do have some of these at work. I got 2 of these at work. But I use the Protos more than I use these. But I do have them and I do use them. And like I said, normally if I'm doing a job here or at work, if the fasteners are different sizes, I'll take a ratchet, which each size fastener I need, if it needs a 9/16 and a 1/2 inch and a 3/4, I will have a socket on each ratchet and grab the ratchet I need. I don't like removing the socket. Number one, when you're in a job, especially if you're in a confined area and you drop that socket, you don't have time to go moving around and hunt for it. So I'll have 4 or 5 ratchets, whatever I need with each socket on that ratchet. That's just how I was taught. That's how I operate. So those of you that, remove the ratchets and all that, the sockets and interchange, that's fine. I don't have to do that. I have the liberty of having all the ratchets I need. The only time I will remove is if I have to put an extension on the ratchet. Normally, I plan that ahead of time. I plan my jobs ahead of time. I do not walk in blind. Those of you that have, you know, most of the time you get to see what you're working on, you know what you're working on. You carry your equipment in that you need. I was taught not to walk over your footsteps, and what I mean by that is you carry everything you need to the site, or you bring everything you need to the item you're working on, and don't go back and forth to your box or to your truck. It just wastes time. Get the job done, get out of there. Anyways, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 cheap little ratchets. I got 42 cents a piece in these, and quick polish job. Not the best. I probably could have done better, but I think it turned out all right. Good use tools. They weren't in bad shape to begin with. I just made them a little better. All right, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. Y'all have a good day.